You ever wonder how a plant just knows to grow towards the sun? Or how you can snatch your hand away from a hot stove before you even really feel the burn? Well, all of life, from the tiniest seedling all the way to us, is in this constant dance, responding to the world around it. So today, let's dive into the two incredible communication networks that make it all possible. Seriously, think about that for a second. That split-second reaction, that almost life-saving instinct, it happens faster than you can even form a thought. Now, this isn't magic. It's actually a huge clue to a high-speed system that's literally hardwired into your body. And by the end of this, you are going to know exactly how it all works. Okay, so to really understand these systems, first we have to appreciate one big idea. All living things are in a constant conversation with their surroundings. Every single movement is a response. A cat chasing a mouse is responding to the sight of its prey. A plant leaning towards a window is responding to sunlight. We actually associate these movements with life itself because they're all about an organism trying to use changes in its environment to its own advantage. And that brings us right to our core concept, control and coordination. These are the systems that let an organism first recognize something happening, a bright light, a sudden sound, a touch, and then trigger the right, carefully controlled response. Whispering in a library instead of shouting, that's a perfect example of this control in action. All right, so for those moments when life demands an immediate answer, there's a system that is built for one thing and one thing only, pure speed. And that is the nervous system. The best way to think about it is like a biological electrical grid. It's this super organized network of specialized cells we call neurons, and their entire job is to zip information around as these lightning-fast electrical impulses from one part of the body to another. This quote just nails it, right? We use that word reflex all the time to describe these sudden things we do that feel like they're totally outside of our conscious control. So the big question is, how does the body pull off this incredible speed? Well, the secret is a brilliant shortcut called the reflex arc. See, instead of sending that, "Hey, this is hot" signal all the way up to the brain and then waiting for the brain to figure out what to do, the signal takes a detour. Nerves in your skin connect directly to motor nerves right inside your spinal cord. The spinal cord acts like a local dispatcher, and it immediately shoots back a move command. Your brain only gets the news after your hand is already out of danger. Pretty clever, huh? Now, of course, the brain is still the main boss, the main coordinating center. It, along with the spinal cord, makes up what we call the central nervous system. So while the spinal cord is busy handling those urgent reflexes, the brain is where the more complex, thought-out actions get planned. Things like walking or talking or deciding what you're going to have for dinner. It pulls all the information together and makes the big picture decisions. But, speed isn't everything. What about all the processes that take time, like growing taller or a fruit ripening on a branch? For that, life uses a completely different strategy. And here's the catch with that high-speed electrical grid. Nerve impulses can only travel to cells that they're physically wired up to. They can't just reach every single cell in the body. So, how does an organism coordinate something that needs to happen kind of everywhere, slowly and steadily over time? The solution is a second network, a wireless one. Instead of zapping electrical impulses, the hormonal system uses chemical messengers that float through the body. It's definitely slower, but its reach is massive. Think of it like this. If the nervous system is like sending a targeted text message to one friend, the hormonal system is like making a broadcast announcement that everyone can hear. These chemical messengers are called hormones, and they have a huge range of jobs in both plants and animals. For instance, a hormone called auxin helps a plant stem grow longer on its shady side, which makes it bend towards the light. In us, a hormone like adrenaline gets the body ready for an emergency, while insulin helps control our blood sugar. They are the body's long-distance chemical coordinators. So we've got two totally distinct systems, one fast and wired, the other slow and wireless. Let's dig in and see how life actually puts them to use to survive. Plants are the absolute masters of this chemical communication. Since they don't have a nervous system or muscles, they rely almost completely on hormones to control their growth, their development, and basically every response they have to the world around them. And this leads to all the movements we see in plants. That slow bending towards a window, that's called phototropism, or roots growing down with gravity, which is geotropism. These are all growth movements controlled by hormones. Even some of the faster movements, like a pea tendril wrapping itself around a support, or a sensitive plant's leaves folding up when you touch them, they all rely on chemical and electrical signals being passed from one cell to the next. So what's the fundamental difference here? Well, when a sensitive plant's leaf folds up, its cells are rapidly changing shape by just shifting water around inside them. But when we move our leg, our central nervous system sends a very specific signal that causes special proteins in our muscles to physically contract and shorten. It's two completely different engineering solutions to the same problem: how to move. Animals, on the other hand, kind of get the best of both worlds. We use this incredible partnership, combining the lightning-fast reaction time of our nervous system with the slow, widespread influence of our hormonal system. And there is no better, no more perfect example of this partnership than the good old fight-or-flight response. It is the ultimate collaboration between nerves and hormones to get an animal ready to deal with a scary, high-stakes situation. Here's how it all plays out. First, your nervous system instantly detects a threat. That's the fast, wired part. That nerve signal then immediately triggers your adrenal glands to dump the hormone adrenaline into your bloodstream. And that's the slow, wireless broadcast. Adrenaline travels everywhere, telling your heart to beat faster, your lungs to breathe deeper, and it even reroutes blood away from your stomach and towards your muscles, all to prepare your entire body for intense, immediate action. So when you put it all together, when you step back and look at the whole picture, you start to see this truly brilliant biological design emerge. These two systems, they're not competing with each other at all. They're complementing each other perfectly. The nervous system gives us those rapid, targeted responses we need for immediate survival, while the hormonal system manages the slow, steady, body-wide changes needed for things like growth and development. One system handles the emergencies, the other handles the long-term projects. From a reflexive flinch away from a flame to the steady growth of a child, life absolutely needs both of these networks to work. So as you're sitting here right now, your body is this bustling hub of communication. Your nervous system is keeping your heart beating and your lungs breathing without you thinking about it, while hormones are managing your metabolism and your energy levels. It's this constant, silent conversation. So the real question is, what else are these two networks doing for you right now that you're not even aware of?